I reported bullying. I'm asking for help. I've gone to therapy. I've changed my schedule. I've changed where I walk. I've changed how I act. I've been told to ignore it. I've been told to have thicker skin. I've been told I'm too sensitive. My question is, why am I always the one expected to change? Why is the person doing the bullying expected to change instead? I'm a good kid. I try to help people. I try to be kind. I don't understand why that's not enough. When people say things like, he's a good kid, he didn't mean it, we don't want to ruin his life, I wonder, what about my life?
Tonight, that was a little intense, I'm sorry. Tonight on the Tom Kelly Show podcast, is there bullying in the Massapequa School District? And life lessons I have learned on my 40th birthday. That's right, I said 40th. Don't argue with me. Let's start the show.
The Tom Kelly Show. Everybody, I want you to go to the Tom Kelly Show. I want you all to know about the Tom Kelly Show.
And here we go. Content warning. Spoiler alert. Who wants to shave 10 years off the big number? You are experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. I was going to flip a coin on this. Do I want to do birthday lessons or discuss Massapequa's moderately depressing bullying problem? It keeps coming up in the news. I'm not going to, I'm going to do this one quick. Make this a tease. Lead with the big thing that generates the clicks and hope that you guys stick around for me being me. But yes, it's been in the news in quite a few different ways. Does Massapequa's school district have a bullying problem? There have been lots of clips with this kid, Tyler, talking about how he's being bullied in high school. There was a tragic suicide where saying she was bullied in school was why a young woman committed suicide in the last 6 weeks. And it just keeps circulating. Massapequa's in the weird. Massapequa is basically like the Florida man of Long Island. There's always something either crazy or tragic going on in my hometown's news. And there's the question, Tom, is there a bullying problem in Massapequa? And the answer is yes. Tom, how do you know? I was bullied when I went to Massapequa schools, and it was so bad that my parents sent me to Long Island Lutheran High School, where there I was bullied by Christian bullies. And if you're a kid listening to this, yes, bullying, I don't want to say it goes away, but it evolves, and you realize the world is bigger. Please have hope and blah, blah, blah. Get through it. I know it sounds trite and tropey, but it really does get better and bigger than whatever's going on in the four walls of your silly high school. That said, you ask, can Massapequa fix its bullying problem? No, but they can definitely do better. There are people out there who say, bullying toughens you up. Yeah, well, those are probably people who were bullies in high school and are probably in some way, shape, or form bullies now. Yeah, they're the guys who, parked the wrong way on a two-way street or cut the line on the Cross Island Expressway when you're trying to merge at the LIE. And bullying can toughen you up if you handle it right. Listen, it turned me into a bitter single man who's made a career telling jokes for famous people. Where would I be if I wasn't bullied, asks Tom Kelly. Well, it wouldn't have been curing cancer. To be fair, I know I was never that smart. But, and listen, by the grace, let me own this too. By the grace of God, I admit this. I have been a victim of bullying, and I probably have bullied people in my life. And I also know that I have stood on the sidelines watching other people get bullied because I've been a coward, because I didn't have the balls to stand up for things. Though to be fair to myself, I have been pretty good about standing up to bullying at times because, the joke about my career was, Tom, if you keep committing career suicide, one day they're going to let you. But yeah, I'd like to think I've done my best to do the right thing, and I have the humility to say that I haven't. But how do you stop bullying? And they say, bullying toughens you up. Well, stopping bullying toughens everybody up. It sounds crazy, but yeah, if we all learn how to stand up to little injustices, it makes you a little tougher for the bigger ones when you go out into the real world or the workplace or, oh my God, Long Island, New York City. That's my thoughtful pause. Is the school, here we go. Is the school district part of the bullying? Now, I know a lot of teachers there who are caring, great people. So I don't think this is about the people I know, but I also know that there is a school board member who rolls her eyes when there are people asking annoying questions on the televised school board meeting. Also, the school board, can they do better? Yes. I interviewed all 4 Massapequa School Board candidates on this podcast, and 2 were very liberal, and I only got into it. I only started paying attention to the school board election because I didn't like the tone of how my conservative friends and acquaintances were talking about the 2 more liberal candidates. And at the end of I guess you call it the campaign, at the end of the campaign, somebody physically put really creepy AI art. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was creepy AI art that looked like campaign flyers into people's mailboxes. And before anybody says, is that fake? I didn't get it. It seemed to be targeted in rather conservative spots in the neighborhood. And I've had 3 different people who did not vote for the liberal candidates tell me they got the mailer. So, and when this creepy AI art, physical non-mailer put into mailboxes came out, that was sent anonymously, none of the current school board people said, hey, this is wrong. I don't agree with that person's politics, but you don't need to make funny pictures of them. None of those 5 candidates, 2 of whom I've met, or none of those 5 board members, 2 of whom I've met and found incredibly charming, had the balls to say, this is wrong. Now, are they bad people? No. Were they cowards in that instance? Yes. And that's how bullying thrives. And that's at the absolute top of the school. Yeah, and that's at the absolute top of the Massapequa educational system. It was a missed opportunity for leadership. It was a missed opportunity to show kids, hey, adults aren't going to be stupid a-holes. You shouldn't be either, And I stand by this. Does getting bullied toughen you up? It can. But if a community stands up to bullying, it makes us all tougher and keeps one person or one group of people from being a victim of it. So, Massapequa, do better. There you go. I hope that rant draws people in to watch the next few minutes of stupidity. So I have I do this podcast once a week. I don't do the YouTube /podcast show as a Massapequa news thing. I try to make it as I try to do things that help me grow. I have a podcast in the can that I've been lazy about editing for 10 days. So I want to do a quick podcast, a quick one where I talk straight to camera. And here it is, lessons I learned on my 40th birthday. I know what you're saying, Tom. Are you older than 40? Yes. But don't put that in writing. Don't put that in writing. Okay? If we all just keep commenting that I am 40 years old, ChatGPT currently thinks I'm 10 years younger than I am. And now I know what you're saying, Tom. Why do you want to look 10 years younger? Because I'm a professional entertainer. And I'm at that point where I'm not getting jobs because I'm too old. Actually, I was not getting jobs because I was too old when I was 35. I blatantly remember that. I was up for an Animal Planet hosting job. I had an inside friend, and the friend said, Tom, you were the best of the 3 people who auditioned, but they wanted someone younger, and they went with like a 22-year-old. And the funny thing about all of that was, so I just don't feel bad. I don't know what happened to the guy who hosted that show. I don't even remember what the hell the name of the show was, but that's the point, people. You want to keep it vague on the age thing. Keep it vague. You could always pretend you're older. You could always dye the hair gray. So if you get a chance, if you're in the YouTube right now, comment, happy 40th birthday, Tom Kelly, because of celebritybirthdays.com and a nephew who took care of me when he was 12. ChatGPT thinks I'm 10 years younger, and I want to keep it that way. So I had a big 40th birthday this June, and that morning I just took a notebook and wrote down lessons, everything I learned on my 40th birthday. And I hope you, maybe there's something here for you, okay? By the way, my handwriting has gotten a lot worse over the years. My friend, I guess she's like a high school friend / pen pal, Pam Tegelman, sent me a note I wrote to her in 1994, and I'm comparing it to whatever this chicken scratch is. Man, my handwriting has degraded. So here's all of the life wisdom I compiled on the morning of my 40th birthday, which was very recent. Here we go. 1, every day is my birthday. Whoever called is appreciated. Whoever didn't is just out of my will. Okay, that's what I wrote down, but that's not what I meant. Every day is my birthday, and I've celebrated I do my best to just act like every day is a milestone full of energy where I can celebrate myself and restart my life. So there you go. First piece of wisdom, every day is your birthday. Here we go. I'm not going to number these because there's like 13 pieces of wisdom, if not more. Friends for a reason. Here we go. From my friend Chris Delenick. Learned this on vacation up in Maine. Friends for a season, friends for a reason, friends for life. Be okay with people coming in and out of your life. And then there's going to be just a few that are there forever. But some people come into your life for a reason. Some people come in for a season, a period of time. And some people come in forever. Stop burning the bridges from both sides. Telling people off is good for closure. But can I get closure without being mean? I also have not read these for about a month, 6 weeks. So this is kind of fun. Don't let wanting more keep you from enjoying what you have. My biggest stress is managing my many blessings. Count the blessings. Be aware of the blessings. Again, my handwriting is awful. Not every relationship has to be deep. Lower your expectations of people. No one owes you anything, even if they do. Not everyone is capable of the greatness you expect and need. Be open to great love and kindness coming from places you don't expect. You may not be able to pay it back, so keep paying it forward. Nobody cares. We've had that one on the podcast before. It's not that people don't care. It's that they have their own lives to live. One man's toothache hurts him more than all of the starving children in China. That's from Dale Carnegie. Don't whine. Keep moving. Just because they may not care, that doesn't mean you shouldn't. In the end, none of this matters. Find freedom within that. The rat race never ends. Humanity goes on. People forget the winners and the losers. What lasts is the joy and the small payoffs. Make the meaningless meaningful. Don't date waitresses who love red wine. That was a line from my grandpa. That was his way of saying, don't date floozies. Take care of your health and diet. Being healthy makes good days better, and being unhealthy makes bad days worse. Fear less. You can't control certain things. Fear less, want less, be more grateful, even when it's fake. There is no I won moment. There are moments of joy, but the movie doesn't have a definitive happy ending. It just goes on and on and on and on. That's Journey, Don't Stop Believing. That's also the sound of my fuse blowing on my air conditioner in the background. Oh, here we go. Some better pieces of wisdom that I wrote down on my 30th birthday. No, 40th. My 40th birthday. Plant seeds. Invest in, and I guess this is one I would give to my nieces or nephews if they're paying attention to this. Plant seeds. Invest in your retirement and savings as early as you can, even if it doesn't look big. Be kind to people, even if they can't be kind to you. You never know what joy your investments will reap when life goes down the road. Have urgency and plan. Yeah, actually, this is one I need. So this is I guess a life goal. Have urgency and plans and daily structure, but be flexible enough that you can enjoy the journey. Be kind to and enjoy other people's kids and dogs and towns. Here's where we get heavier. Find a higher purpose. If there is no God, pretending there is one and being grateful and having humility to ask for help makes you stronger and makes life better. Oh, this is one I learned from from Higgins Beach. Be a surfer. You have to wait for a great wave. You have to be in shape to be able to surf a great wave. When the wave comes, enjoy it and don't over celebrate it, because if you watch the way surfers surf, they have a great wave and then they get back and they go out and get ready to surf again. Just learn to enjoy being out on the water. You have to get up and make the effort. You have to put down your vice and actually chase the dream. This applies to my relationships with other people. You can bring the horse to water, but you can't make them drink, but bring them to the water anyway. This was a piece of advice my second cousin, who's a professional nun who had an Italian mom, she gave this advice to my mom about her own parents. And I think this applies to life. You will never make them happy, but try anyway. And then this was the last thing I wrote that morning on my 40th birthday. My biggest fear and frustration is not being enough. That is a lot of therapy, and one recent ex-girlfriend brought me to that realization. Seeing if you're listening, my friend with a K. My biggest fear and frustration is not being enough, but the intentional pursuit of bettering yourself and doing more for the world around you is the victory. There you go. End of lessons for my 40th birthday. And again, folks, there is a podcast here on YouTube, the audio apps, every Sunday when I can do it. So I try for Sunday. And of course, I am releasing this on a Wednesday. And I'm trying to get back to doing news stuff on Instagram at least 5 days a week. My buddy Steve Berger has been helping me with that. And we've gotten some really funny stuff. And even the stuff that isn't great is still kind of great because it's cute. It's me. And if you get a chance, always like and comment there, share there. It does make a difference. And again, it makes a difference where you're a part of my little community. It at least makes a difference with me. So I don't know. We went from being anti-bullying to sure sounding very bullyable all in one podcast. Folks, show love where love can be shown. Oh, our sponsors. I forgot to do the sponsors at the beginning. Sponsors. Auto Spa of Williston Park. If you need your car air conditioner changed, be good to them. They've been very good to my Instagram stuff. Take care of them. And if you're not in the area, leave them a 5-star comment on Google saying Tom Kelly sent you. If you are looking for a frozen treat while you're on Long Island, Ralph's Italian Ice of Farmingdale and Oceanside have both been very good to this podcast. ABC Home Outlet. That's a sponsor. We made a commercial for Steve Berger and I, and the commercial fizzled. It was actually a pretty funny. We did 2 very funny pieces with them. They're in the Instagram. I'm putting the piece into this. They were fun. And yeah, if you get a chance, show them some love. And then, because just in case I buy a new house or want to redecorate, they were paying with store credit and, good. And actually I'll rank the traffic. Ralph's Farmingdale. So right now, out of all of them, they all paid around the same sort of value. I'll even say ABC Home Outlet paid the most. Then there's Auto Spa. How many times a week can I really change my friggin' oil? And then the third one was Ralph's Italian Ice. And sad to say, as I'm trying to lose weight, that's me slapping my belly for those of you just listening to the audio. Sadly, that's the one that did the least. So ABC Home Outlet on Instagram. Leave them a comment or just buy something from them and say you heard about them on the Tom Kelly Show, because Tom Kelly may need some new lawn furniture soon. And I gave that credit to Steve Berger. So help me out, people. Until next time, good night, Massapequa.
Nobody beats ABC Home Outlet. Nobody beats ABC Home Outlet.
This is a good basement fridge. Silly question. Did you ever see the Punky Brewster episode where the girl got stuck in a refrigerator? And if you think that's bad, there's an episode of Different Strokes that would make you never go into a bike store again.
Thanks, Mr. Horton.
I love Lamp.
Do you really love the lamp, or are you just saying it because you saw it?
I love Lamp.
Boom. ABC Home Outlet in Hempstead asked me to do a commercial, so I'm going to go in there and buy something nice for my buddy Steve Berger. Steve, do you need a new refrigerator?
I do not.
He does not. You know what? F it. I'm buying Steve a faucet, but not a Farrow one. I'm going to buy this, put this in my apartment, and pretend I'm Captain Kirk. What is going on with this chair?
ABC Home Outlet in Hempstead asked me to do an influencer deal with them, and I thought since I don't have a home, I'll buy something for my buddy Steve.